Let her rip.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And we're live. And you know what? Even though we did such a great job with the green screen, we are actually in the bar.
I would have laughed if that would have just crashed down and then knocked all the way, put all these bottles up yesterday.
Destroy it
Do
all.
not try to adjust your TV screens. This is real.
This is real, live and in person.
We're back in the bar.
What
so
the hell? Are you drunk?
No, not yet, but we're working on it.
All right, so we've got a bunch of folks in the chat
Thank you
here.
so
We've got
much.
Shredward, we've got Sugar Kitty in the house. We've got Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans.
Tipsy.
We've got Troy from
Baker Drinks.
Drinks.
You're responsible for this Texas whiskey shenanigans that's about to happen.
Dr. Robert is here.
Thank you for the sample.
Is here. Sean is back at it from Whiskey Wars. Welcome back, Sean. Very happy to have you. We just caught some of your live stream before we went live. Thank you also for sending some folks our way.
Absolutely.
But yeah, glad to see you're back at it. And from what I understand, things were going well with the Florida situation. So we're very happy to hear that. Peter White's in the house. Ryan Frank. So here's what we've got going on.
What do we got going on?
We did the Stranahan's, the sherry cask finish.
Yes. Did we release that one yet?
Yep.
Okay.
And so, interestingly enough, Troy from Baker Drinks commented, because we were saying like the red, we thought it maybe got its color from the wine cask. Mm-hmm. And we kind of were leaning into like, because of wine, it maybe made it a little more red. But then he did point out, he's like, sherry's usually a white wine.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything. He's from Seattle. You can't trust him at all.
He's absolutely right about that.
It is definitely red. And they also did red as a label.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely red as a
It's probably more the double barreling. Mm-hmm. There are like Oloroso sherry is more of a red, but that one didn't specify. So anyway, when he commented on that, he said, don't shy away from that Balcones American single malt. And I said, we want to do that one soon, but it's been packed in a box. When the bar was out of commission, I packed up everything down here. And so the samples we've been doing are ones that happen to be out when the bar went pear-shaped. and ones that we
time out.
Yeah, the ones that we got in the mail in the meantime. So now I unboxed a whole box of samples yesterday, and I was like, you know what? Let's do that, because I also have this Stranahan's single barrel store pick that I'm dying to get into.
We just picked up at
in
Spirit
our
Liquors.
Spirits Liquor bourbon hunting video.
Yeah, the visit to the store.
Yeah, and I've got this one that's,
a couple years old, and it's
on its way out. So I was like, well, let's pour out of this. Mm-hmm. And then, kind of compare it to this one. And then let's see how the American single malt from Colorado compares to the Texas one. So
Mike Meyer.
And
is this
in the
just
house.
like the 94 proof?
Yeah, and I think that one's only like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it's basic, but if you're a fan of American single malt, it's a good one.
Aiden is in the house.
Sup?
Hey, Sean. Question, the mystery flight that you did with us, and I don't know if you remember, one of them was a single malt, and I feel like it may have been a Texas single malt.
Probably.
And we were not bad on that one. We actually kind of liked it. And so maybe, Texas single malt is the way to go for us.
Just stay away from their bourbon.
We're going to find out, because this one is a single barrel total wine pick, and it's 129.4 proof.
Well, they've got the proof there, so if they still can't show up, then the serious problems.
Yeah, and then we just, so we do also have, if 3 isn't enough.
Oh, well, there's plenty more.
We do have another Balcones product from Baker Drinks, Laura and Troy. We've got the Balcones Cask Strength Single Barrel Rye, also total wine.
Wow. That's amazing.
And this one's 128.9. So we might, if we get
we
might get into that one too.
If you guys listen well.
Right, and intently. So
it will be a test.
Let's see. Cheers, Sean. Okay, so they're talking. Okay, here we go. Sean commented back. It was the Balcones Cask Strength Single Malt Pick, finished in French oak. Okay, this one I'm not sure.
Yeah, we don't know the finish, right?
On this new European oak, 6 months new European oak.
Oh,
so I don't know that this is. Well, it's obviously they're saying this
France is in Europe. So, I'm pretty sure that
this is a single barrel, so I'm sure that they probably didn't end up with the same barrel pick.
Well, yeah, that one just says French oak.
If your beehole flexes, it must be from Texas. And we're already off the rails.
That's what she said.
All right, let's get into.
All right, let's talk about Stranahan.
Yeah. So Stranahan's, did we say this? You said 94.
94 proof.
But
It's
did you
young.
find the
It's
age on here?
I couldn't read it.
It says it's somewhere, I thought.
Like a 24-monther?
Yeah, it's like 2 years or something like that,
Yeah.
I think. 2 or 3.
This one's 5 years, 10 months.
A minimum of 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
so
probably
we've
2
got
years, 12 minutes.
almost 6 years, and then at cask strength.
Yeah.
So
And the
all
proof
right.
is pretty high in that one.
Stranahan's is such small batches. They say no two batches are the same,
Mhm.
and I don't know that they have huge batches. So
He moved all the buttons, and so I don't know which one is what. So I'm not gonna try.
I try to front load all the main buttons. That's what she said. Sugar Kitty.
So what's this one?
That stuff will melt the shell off a garden snail.
That's when you got a
Oh,
good.
shell. That's what that. I thought
good,
it said small.
Oh,
That's what she said.
all right. Now this bottle has been sitting for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I don't go to
Well,
it very often.
we visit occasionally, but it's obviously on the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
We should probably ask the chat, since we've not set up in this exact location in months. or
How's the
since
audio?
The biblical flood. Yeah.
Yes.
How's the audio? Are you hearing the sound effects?
That should be all good. So this has got a really nice.
So Troy, are you positive or negative on Texas stuff? I'm curious.
I'm getting like a sweet tarty note off of this, and I know that you got a sweet tart note off of that cherry finishes over there as well.
Well, it's that weird, almost Play-Doh, almost pot still kind of note,
Mm-hmm.
but then it doesn't show up like that because it turns more apple cinnamon-y.
Yeah.
So I'm going for it.
Cheers, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Back in our normal location. Hey, music or no music? I'm going to play this.
Yeah, nobody's confirmed they can hear us, so they may actually be perfectly fine with the audio problems that are.
Wolf E just confirmed it.
Oh, he did?
Yep.
Thank you, Wolf.
So this is I like this, but I'm not sure that this is like have a couple of them. I'm kind of like that with scotches too, just single malts in general, like
it's. I don't want to call
music.
Yes,
get your opinions
yes,
on
that was
that.
music.
Play some Slayer.
Yeah.
Well, this is Pantera covering Cat Scratch Fever. I don't have any Slayer, but I have some Pantera
On the quick button. Like, it feels like this needs something.
Do you think it needs more age and more proof?
Well, or it
Because
needs,
if it does,
or
you're in for a treat.
well, it needs either like Coke. Like, if this were my pour for the evening, I don't hate it, but I'd either blend it with Coke or something, because like just on its own, it's a little.
It's kind of basic, and it's
Yeah.
basic like single malty, and single malts are not something I sit and drink a few of.
Yeah,
for the
exactly.
most part.
Like, yeah, it's
And
just-
that doesn't mean it's not good. Like even with
Exactly.
a really good scotch, usually I just have one of it. Like bourbon, I can have a couple of them. I just
Yeah.
never get tired of it.
so yeah. So this needs to be finished or longer age or higher proof or something. And
Oof.
we're about to see what
Well,
the higher age and proof will do.
I think you're going to be pleased because this got a great nose on it. Yeah, this really just takes everything that one has and turns it up to 11 in a good way, at least on the nose.
Of course, it's Ted Nugent. Everybody knows that.
Right, but the version of it that I use to mix that is Pantera covering.
Well, it is, but yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice on the nose. Now you have a bottle of this that we reviewed on the channel, and we both really liked it.
Yeah, but I picked mine up a few months ago.
So that was the actual spirits. This is the Shorewood liquor pick
Right.
from when Shorewood flooded.
Yep.
So first live stream back in the bar, maybe it's appropriate that this is the one we're doing.
So yeah, what happened was is that a liquor store or a restaurant?
Yeah, a liquor store. Yep.
So
No,
they
Brian's
flooded.
here. He said he can't stay, but he just wanted to say hi. Hello, Brian.
Sup, Brian. Newest Patreon subscriber. Thank you so much for the support.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so the liquor store flooded, and so their picks went to Spirit Liquors. I don't
Mhm.
even know where that place was.
It's down in Excelsior.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's quite a. If you're looking at a map, you wouldn't think, how did those bottles get there? That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know if they just how they do that, but
Yeah.
once in a while that'll happen, or
Yeah.
a store will get damaged or shut down or whatever. They kind of offload their stuff. So yeah, speaking of Patreon, I'm now dubbing that the Ben Spoils His Upcoming Granddaughter Fund. So if you want to contribute to the Ben Spoils His Granddaughter Fund, head on over to Patreon and subscribe. It's like $3 a month for the minimum tier. And at some point here, maybe our next live stream when we had a little more time to prepare, I literally just put all this stuff together yesterday.
He means the basement. Like literally his basement was torn apart yesterday.
Yep, none of this was up.
Yeah.
And most of it's back together. But we should probably do like a 2,000 subscriber celebration.
How would that be
stream
different than what we're doing right now?
Well, maybe do like a bottle giveaway or something.
Oh,
like
there
that.
we go.
And then
Okay.
that's where the
Okay.
Patreon would come
Gotcha.
in. Maybe we get the extra spots for Patreon supporters,
there you
know. So school is a weird word when you look at it too long. What's up with the H? Yeah, that's true, Shred Word. OG Brick 420's here. What's
Brick.
going on? Did receive his hand-delivered, personally hand-delivered bottle.
Is what his emojis mean. Right,
yes. Got his hand-delivered bottle of the 10 Mocha Stave Maker's Mark, so that's good.
That is an awesome bottle. That's truly a unicorn that's hard to find, and you're not going to want to open it, and you're definitely not going to want to kill it.
Oh, he said he's going to open it in a couple of weeks. He might
That's
live
awesome.
stream it,
Yeah.
he was saying.
What
do you think of this?
Tons of oak, which is not something I really associate. I know this is not a Scotch. It's not from Scotland. It's from Colorado. But if I called it a Colorado whiskey, it wouldn't make sense. So,
Sure.
I just don't like the term single malt. It doesn't work for me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Like it doesn't feel descriptive enough. And I know it technically has a definition, which is
it kind of contains all the information you need to know about
it's
the
not,
product.
Yeah, but it's about the like it doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. And so, because you need to know so much more. And so American single malt, I guess, is okay. I don't know. But anyway, this is definitely like the barrel really comes through and it really saves this.
Yeah.
The proof, it's definitely higher proof than the 94, but that's not the really interesting thing. It's the barrel that kind of mellows some of the apple note that kind of runs too far on this one.
Brings out some of that tart sweetness, that candy sweetness a little bit more.
Mhm.
But it's more like sweet candy. Like some things are like caramel candy and chocolate candy. This is more like that sweet tart.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. And that's, I agree with you 100%. The barrel really comes out on this. All right. What do we have going on?
Wait a minute. Someone just used the word Sean and cool in the same sentence. You can't
look
do
at that.
Not with that hat.
Boy, the guy just gets back and you're trashing him mercilessly on the World Wide Web for all to see. All right. Here is the real kicker. All right.
The real kicker.
60 months European oak. So
do we think it's French?
I'm assuming the 60 months is the total.
Because there's some places in Europe that aren't that impressive.
Right. I mean,
what if it's Polish oak or
I've never been to Poland.
Spanish
I hear it's lovely.
oak?
What's wrong with Spain?
Liechtenstein oak.
I think you're naming off like good countries. I think you got to get
to be honest,
some of like
I've
the
been to-
Eastern Bloc.
Some of these countries are amazing.
Yeah, all the ones I've been to are nice.
German oak.
Let's see. Peter White says, I have a heel or so of the Stranahan's Sherry Cask. Not bad pour at all. Yeah, we really like that one. So, okay, so I'm assuming, so Sean said the one that he sent was finished.
Mhm.
This one,
That sounds like it's finished as well.
but it says 60 months in New European oak. 60 months is a long time for a finish.
Well, 5 years. I mean, we would
You know.
agree that overall it's 5 years.
Usually if it's finished,
Mhm. Yeah, it's like 10 months.
but
Just at the
maybe, Troy, if you're still in the chat, you could let us know. I'm going to get some water here because now we're going Colorado to Texas here. So it's not the same as going from like a Kentucky bourbon to a Texas bourbon. I mean, we're still going a different state outside of the standard and we're not doing bourbon. So, okay. I'm ready for this. The color on this is incredible. Really dark. If you look at these next to each other, I mean, look at that.
So this one we know is almost 6 years.
Mhm.
Oh, you were holding them.
Yeah, I was holding them.
Okay,
backwards, so-
gotcha. Okay, so this is the Texas, and we all agree that Texas is really hot,
Yes.
and that really ages the whiskey. So if this is 5 years in Texas is honestly like a 10-year,
Yeah.
whiskey in a lot of other parts of the world.
Okay. New person to the chat, I think, because I don't recognize your name. But I'm not going to just, can I even say that? Spain has a ton of old Dusties that are still somewhat cheap. Nice. Now we're going to have to go to Spain on a bourbon hunting video. The nose on this is pretty good, I think.
I'm getting the maturity that I would get off of other Texas things.
Yeah.
Because the heat really pushes the oak or the whiskey into the oak and then back out. So you get a lot of the barrel influence.
It just pushes it in and
That's what
out.
she said.
But sometimes that almost creates a bitterness if it goes too far.
Right.
So let's find out.
Well, and everything in Texas typically has like a hot garbage sort of note to it. And I'm not getting that on this at all.
No.
And we did like that other one. So maybe Texas single malts are the way to go.
That's right.
All right. Well, let's go in for the palate here and see what happens.
Definite pot still. Like they're not even pretending to hide it.
You know what's interesting though? What you and I consider to be that pot still note, which I don't know if we're actually being accurate about that or not, but
totally agree.
We always get it on pot still stuff.
Yes.
And we usually don't like it. Strangely enough, I think it
I
works.
kind of
to this
agree
whiskey's
with where you're
benefit.
going.
Yeah.
Like it's noticeable, but it's not a negative. Oh, it's got a really bitter aftertaste.
I was just going to say there's something a little odd about
Wow.
the finish.
The finish is wow. That's
My back is already killing me. The last 5 weeks we've done these sitting in chairs and now we're standing up and I keep leaning the wrong way.
There's a chair right there.
And the mic is pulling my shirt down constantly. Just going through all kinds of troubles standing up. Yeah, this isn't bad. There's something. It does still kind of have that sweet tart note a little bit. And that must just be the single malt that's doing that.
I feel like
But there's something so different on top of this.
there is a bright kind of note, which we kind of associate with that candied sweet tart or whatever. But then there's the real strong presence from the aging / the heat, I think. It's not finished. It was just aged in European oak.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. And then Sean said the same thing. So 2 different single barrels.
Yeah.
We've liked both of them.
MDOI. It's a very long name.
Yeah.
Texas whiskey is horrid, lol. So we're curious, where are you from that you think that? Because we've not had very good luck with Texas whiskey.
Yeah, we don't like it. But this is good.
And we
The
had one
aftertaste on this is
Still
odd,
Austin
though.
is the one distillery where we're kind of maybe like we need to try a few more.
Your mom is pot still. That's awesome.
You know, it took you a couple years, but you finally found your channel's slogan.
Yeah. You should scrap the you can never drink too much good whiskey and just go, just remember, your mom is pot still. Let's see. I've seen a lot of great bourbon in the Scotch shops of England. Nice.
You know what's I don't understand the whole distribution thing because there sure seems to be a lot of really expensive bourbon. Maybe it's just for rich people that gets, really nice stuff that gets sent to, airports and really nice stores, but it's expensive. I did not go to that cigar tasting. However,
I just got a
go ahead. Taste
banging flavor note here.
Banging.
Like apple fritter.
That's
I
what
just
she
got all of a sudden just got like that fried pastry, like an apple fritter with the glaze.
I kind of agree.
And that just came out of nowhere. So anyway, go ahead.
So something came up, and so I wasn't able to make it to the cigar blend tasting for the Wright County Whiskey Club. However, we have a bottle, which is right there, called Friday at Fred's.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Storytime distillery
Yep.
pick that is probably not available anymore, but it's a
Really
Friday Night
good.
at Fred's cigar blend. Amazing. We loved it.
Yep.
And then when we visited our local liquor store that we like so much, they had hid, and I found, with a little bit of help of them, I don't even know
Joseph
what batch
Magnus.
it was.
I
Yeah.
don't know which
Yeah.
batch it was either.
I took pictures of the bottle, but anyway, so we're gonna do a Joseph Magnus versus this guy. 2 amazing bourbons, we think. I think that's going to be a really good review.
Well, we haven't had the
fairly soon.
Joseph Magnus, but we're
True.
assuming it's great because we've heard nothing but good things.
Right.
So yeah, that's going to be coming up on a
Very soon. We were waiting till we were back in the basement, and we're back in the basement.
Yeah, we're going to have some bangers coming up here pretty soon. So we do have right here the William LaRue Weller 2022 that was sent to us or given to us by Greg Aarons,
A good friend of the channel.
and who also gave us this bottle of Elijah Craig 18-year.
Which I have never had. And to be
Yeah,
honest,
I haven't either.
that Guero 17-year, which I really liked,
Mhm.
I think is the oldest bourbon I've ever had.
Yep, me too.
I
And
think
so-
I've had like a 20-year like Scotch, but that was quite a while ago.
Yeah,
Scotch is aging
it's
slightly
different.
Yeah.
Wild Turkey 13 years,
Yes.
is only duty free. International Airport's best whiskey I've ever had. See,
Yeah.
I know the
I've
12
heard
is out there
great
now,
things. Yep.
and I was hoping to find some of that, but I didn't. I did find the Rare Breed Uncut Unfiltered last time I was in Mexico. And that's
Mhm.
pretty awesome. There we go. Look at this, folks. Hold on
Storytime
a second.
Distillery.
Yeah, Sugar Kitty dropping the link there.
You know, I gotta check out Shane's page. I haven't been there in a while
Yeah,
because I know that he did the Port Night and the Port Night Rises and the Friday at Fred's, but I
Mhm.
think all those are gone, and he's probably on to. He did this really cool thing. Do you want to explain the Gemini?
the twins.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he did, and this is really interesting.
it's an
He
awesome
did
idea.
you can buy single barrel, 2 single barrels as a package deal for $100 or 110
2 bottles.
or something. So $55 bottles or whatever the price is.
Yep.
And there are 2 barrels that were aged right next to each other in the warehouse.
Yeah.
So you get to experience something that you normally would never get to experience, like what is just the individual barrel, because they're aged in the same floor, same spot, same climate, nothing different about that.
Mhm.
But just the one next to the other
So-
one, does one barrel make that much of a difference?
And I
to
think the
other?
answer is yes.
And we're going to probably have to go on and order those. at some
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, go check out Storytime Distillery.
And if you don't know what Storytime Distillery is, and again, no association other than we're friends with Shane, it's an online club where you join, you pay a little bit of money, and then you're able to buy these really cool ideas. He does blending of Starlight Distillery or Jepson.
that one's Jepson's. I'm sure he's probably
He's probably
working
got
with other people too.
relationship with other places where he gets whiskey.
Sean says it all depends on the Joseph Magnus cigar, but
I've heard
pre-100 batch is unfair. Unfair in a bad way or unfair in a good way? Bobby's in the house.
But he's up.
So yeah, I don't know what that means.
I honestly have not taken pictures of that bottle yet to know which. I bought it just because I
No,
saw it.
Stacy's here.
So I don't even know what blend I got. Stacy from 4 Leaf Whiskey. Cheers.
Sugar Kitty says the 2-pack of Port Night Rises and Friday at Fred's now sold out, but
Yes,
the twin
I
pack
bought
of Port
the
Night and
last
Port Night
one.
Rises is still available. Okay, but there's a different one. It's not the
Thanks,
Port
Sugar.
Night and the Port Night Rises. There's a bottle called actually like Twins, and it's got the you know the
Gemini
movie isn't it the movie Twins? He's got the picture from Danny DeVito and
I
Arnold
thought it was called
Schwarzenegger.
Gemini, but whatever.
But yeah, either
Yeah.
way. So
2
yeah,
single barrels sit right next to each other.
yep.
One grew up on this side of the tracks. One grew up on that side of the tracks.
Well, same side of the tracks, just in houses right next to it. More. So, in conclusion, I like this. I will go as far as to say that I actually like this. I would not mind sitting and enjoying a pour of this. The aftertaste is a little bit strange.
So I definitely get
But
a
it's
lot
good.
of the negatives. They still come through, but they kind of work. It's probably the proof and the age
Mhm.
that save it because it's noticeable, but still interesting in a really good way.
You're talking about the Texas one?
The Texas.
Okay. All right. Did you?
I killed it. I was.
Oh, here. There's more in there.
That's okay.
Do the
We don't
blend.
need to blend. We don't blend on live streams, do we?
Sure, we do.
We do.
Yeah.
Oh,
We don't need to blend.
well, I over poured on my. That's fine.
What the hell? Are you drunk?
Yeah, sorry. No, not yet. I'm working on it.
Well, I think that we're gonna
Sparky.
Sparky plays. What's up?
What do you play?
I think after this we may be able to go to that Balcones Rye. And I'm going to tell you what, that one I'm a little scared of because I've tried the 100 proof Balcones Rye and I aggressively hated it. Just despised it. So is it going to take normal garbage and make it like hot garbage? You know?
Oh, I honestly don't know who that is, but someone's making fun of the way I look now.
Greg is looking extra cute tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
ST1 and ST3.
What's that?
Oh, Sugar Kitty's explaining. So Sugar Kitty had them.
Okay.
Huh. That's awesome. I got to look into that.
So I missed it. We don't know which one we got. Do you know which batch that is? The cigar?
Yeah, I
Joseph made?
totally missed it because I took a picture and sent it to... I don't know. So when I buy bottles, they go onto this one shelf in my living room until I bring them over here and do a review or whatever. So it's just sitting there, and
then they make their way to the bourbon wall.
But because we bought that a couple weeks ago, and then we've been waiting on the bar to be fixed because he didn't want to drink it in the garage, and I totally agree.
Yeah.
So it's just been sitting there, and I've kind of ignored it because I wanted to try it and just left it alone.
Truth be told, all the reviews we've done in the garage, I've actually, Greg's been patient enough with me because I stick to my guns. For me, whiskey tastes different outside. I would actually go inside and taste it inside first, just to give it a fair, just to kind of know what the actual taste is a little more like. And then, so I didn't want to do like the William LaRue Weller or the Cigar Bunch or the Elijah Craig
really
18
good
out
one
in the garage.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's more the heat in the summer that affects it as opposed to just being in the garage. But Bobby, you made a reference to that. Is that just something you were talking about for getting your glasses with the Joseph Magnus cigar blend, or just in general get your glasses? The reason why I ask is I actually got a pair of glasses today. This is a funny story.
These those weird ones you were telling me about?
Did I tell you about this?
Where you can see through people's clothes when they're walking down the street.
No, that was a different dream that you...
Oh, okay.
No,
Gotcha.
This has nothing to do with that. So I got a pair of glasses, and I occasionally wear cheaters so that I can see up close because I'm 49 and a half years old. However, I've been seeing on Instagram these advertisements for glasses, that they're reading glasses, right? But so at the bottom there, I'm at 1.5, not a huge magnification down here, but up here, they're like half of that. And it's made for like reading a computer screen because I stare at a computer all day.
Oh, gotcha.
It works. It's awesome.
All right.
So
Product review coming up.
So I clicked on it to order a pair, and they said, sorry, we can't ship these to you. Because in the state of Minnesota, you got to go see an eye doctor in order to buy these stupid glasses.
So dumb.
So I'm going to have to find a way around that and have them shipped to my brother or whatever.
Is the garage outside? Well, yeah, I don't know what kind of garages you have.
How many garages do you have inside?
Temperature of whiskey definitely affects.
Agreed.
That's kind of what we're talking about. What I also find is that it creates a humidity in the glass, and I think that's really the main thing for me. Is like nosing a whiskey, especially outside. It's like I get the humidity in the glass, and it does something to them.
And you keep monkeys in your garage too.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Rhesus monkeys.
Yeah.
Don't ask why.
Optimal whiskey temperature for me is 67.8479087976399679 degrees. Didn't think I'd read that whole thing out loud, did you? Let's see. The garage is the man's land between inside and out. It is. Unfortunately, the climate is more of an outside. Let's see. Question for you both. What are your favorite bottles from the shelves behind you? Wow. Okay.
Favorite. What's your definition of favorite? And I think that's a serious question. Are you talking the best flavored, the most likely to want to have a pour, or for like certain like memory reason why you remember a particular bottle being really important to you?
This Old Forester single barrel strength is definitely
it's great.
Early Times Bottled in Bond is legitimately one of my favorite whiskeys of all time,
and it's garbage.
And I love it. And you have extra bottles of this, so if you want to get rid of your garbage,
it's fine. It's wannabe Old Forester.
That's my last one of it. And Old Forester 100 is a good replacement for that. But
yeah,
the Coy Hill is fantastic. But for like something a little more available, these Jack Daniel's single barrel.
We don't talk about this.
Well, it's more available for us in Minnesota, which I think
that's true. I do see it a lot, even though I'm really uncomfortable. And it's actually my
You're really uncomfortable with what?
Talking about how great that is because
I think everybody knows at this point.
Yeah, I like to buy the 375s of that. They're about $30, which yes, that's kind of expensive for
If you buy 2 of them, you're getting a $60 bottle that's normally $70.
And sometimes they're over $30 at this point, I think, for the 375s. But they are such great travelers. So if you want to like go somewhere and you're on vacation, you want a quality whiskey, bourbon, or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, it's a good one to have on
it
hand.
Is. Yeah.
The other one that apparently we're extremely lucky with is 1792 Foolproof. The most comments I got from the Spirits video is like, if I would have seen 2 store picks of 1792 Foolproof, I would have bought a lot of them. And yeah, people are really
for whatever reason, Minnesota totally misses out on a ton of really cool bourbon. But there are a few things that we don't realize it. But 1792 seems to be one that's really available around here and inexpensive.
Why do you have to get so deep, Greg? LOL. I would say if you only got one to keep, that could refill infinitely. Oh boy. Well, this is going to make us go even deeper.
That's a different question.
Yeah. I got to tell you, allocation aside, that Rip Van Winkle 10-year, when we had that in the 107, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
but yeah, the Coy Hill, that one's freaking amazing.
But you can't drink that every night.
That's the thing. So now, to go even deeper.
That's what she said.
But you can't drink that.
Do you want to have something that you can? It's your only whiskey you can ever have. You can't just sit and pound Coy Hill. You have a couple of them. You got to have that in small. Otherwise, you're just going to be wasted all the time.
Yeah, you want it to be special. I think you want 100 proofer or approximately
early times bottled and bond.
Yeah, that's
perfect.
That is a really legitimate choice.
Yeah,
it's not a good choice, but it's a legitimate choice.
It's fantastic. And the Old Forester products, which are very similar, always do well in blinds for you, despite the fact that you can't admit that you.
So anybody who's listening, I have a theory. Some blenders, the people who like mix the whiskey together to sell it.
Is that what blenders are?
That is what they.
Okay.
Some blenders try to make a really good tasting whiskey.
And some
blenders, and I'm throwing Old Forester's blenders, I don't know the name, at the very front of this list, they try to make their whiskey good for flights.
What the heck, you dumb biatch? Why are you saying these things?
I genuinely think that they benefit from being in a flight with other whiskeys.
Oh, I thought you meant like flights, like it's just a cheap whiskey you bring on a plane.
No.
Like they only serve Jack Daniels
a flight.
on the planes.
A series of whiskeys.
Well, I'm just going to have to give myself a...
You dumb bastard.
I think if you like have a sweet bourbon and then a really like oak forward bourbon and then you have an Old Forester, it benefits from other things in the flight. But the aggressiveness of Old Forester really stands out and it wins the flight.
So you like it
this is
in comparison to other whiskeys, but you don't like it as a standalone?
Exactly. That's where I'm going with this. That's a
Interesting.
theory that I'm kicking around. And if Sean were here, I'd be kicking him instead, but he's not here.
Good Lord. Sean, I'm going to send you Greg's address. Let's see. All the Coy Hills I've had, 139 to 141.
Well, they have to be 140, I thought.
I've drank well below the proof.
Yes.
I'd say yeah, for sure. That's what
They're
makes
great.
them a dangerous
Absolutely.
whiskey.
Totally agree. However, if that's the only whiskey you could ever have in the infinite refills of the bottle, it would get old.
Although you can always proof it down. But
Mr. Ice Cube over here.
Yeah, who does that?
What
That's right.
the fuck are you talking about, man?
Yeah, you're
All
gonna,
right. I'm going to get into, I think we should get into this.
Oh, by the way,
This rye.
we didn't actually say this, but if you have these 3 whiskeys and you want to blend them, don't.
I actually enjoyed the blend. I thought it was
Nobody
pretty
cares.
good.
Nobody cares.
I'd say probably maybe 12 out of the 24 people watching maybe care. I don't know. Jack Daniel barrel proofs drink way lower than labeled most often as well. Yeah, there's just something about that they can.
It's because they have a real nice density and oiliness that
Mhm.
works well with the proof and the age.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of my favorites. And it's probably not the favorite, but
Yeah, the Old
It's the
Forester
blends.
blender was Jackie Zykan. She's been gone about 12 months. So hopefully their stuff still stays. Was she master blender or master taster?
yeah.
I don't know that if she was the blender.
All right, Sugar Kitty, we're gonna need to recount. Was she a blender or a taster?
So do you want to try this rye?
My name's Greg. Who's Rye?
I just sometimes don't even know what to do. What's your take on the early times bottled on old versus new? Rocket bottled Rocket Bottle 321. I would love to know that, but I've never had the new one because neither expression are available in Minnesota. I have that bottle, which is the old one, and it's
This
my
is-
last one. I
Oh, you
ordered a
said the
bunch of them.
plastic screw cap is old.
That's the Brown Foreman one, and then there's a blue metal cap on the new ones.
Okay.
And
so-
the bottle's slightly different shape as well.
Okay. I have one of these unopened,
Yeah,
the old, but I've had it like a year.
I'll
So
give you $1,000 for it.
you heard him, folks. There's going to be a day when there's a 10 in front of that.
Yeah. So yeah, I've never had the new ones. I hoarded like 3 or 4 bottles of that from Michigan, and
Oh.
that's my last one.
There's got to be places where that's sitting on the shelf.
The
Some-
old ones?
Yeah.
I'm sure it is somewhere. Yeah.
Some small town in Ohio, to all of our Ohio fans.
Sure.
Yeah, just like there's got to be the old black plastic label or cap version.
Yep. I mean, so everyone's saying that she was the master taster. I kind of consider myself a master taster, just in the sense that I don't taster, which I suppose that could go a few different ways either. So, I mean, at this point, all right, let's get into this rye.
I have
Greg?
I have a readily empty and new glass ready for.
All right, here we go, folks. The cask strength version of a whiskey that I viscerally hated.
Maniac Destroyer of Israel, who is talking about Wright County Whiskey Club. So, do we know you? I mean, we must know you. But I just certainly don't know that screen name.
It's sitting on the shelf in Spain, and seems to know a thing or two about the bourbon game in Spain. So.
Yeah, I'm a Aiden. Everybody thought it. Everybody else had the maturity to leave Ben alone on that ledge.
Am I being made fun of? Is that what it is?
You vicious bastard!
So this is Balcones, which is in Texas.
Oh, son of a!
Rye, cast strength, single barrel, total wine pick, 128.9.
Slight zebra cake,
Zebra cakes,
but a
which-
nice pastry note on this. I'm actually liking the nose on this.
That's what she said.
It has that weird. So, all right, show of hands, everybody in the chat. Who here likes Little Debbie more than just zebra cakes, but other stuff that's Little Debbie? Because there is a flavor, and I don't want to call it waxy because it's not that bad.
But it is there. I get what you're saying about
kind
that.
of a wax-ish kind of flavor.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting that on the nose. It's not totally bad. I happen to really like zebra cakes as well.
Ah, okay, so here
Her
at
official
first,
title is Master Taster.
Grabbed a job, and it was judging which barrels tasted like they should go together. So, okay, so it's
Okay.
I mean, that seems to certainly have a large hand in the blending.
Oh, yeah, she absolutely had a decision in what went to the customer. Yeah, she absolutely is like the face or whatever of.
Sugar Kitties. I've always wanted to marry Little Debbie. That girl's hot.
That
Hilarious.
escalated quickly.
So we finally reached Sugar Kitty's. What do you want to call that? I'll leave it alone. All right, back to the wax note.
I'm losing favor on the nose here. The more I smell this,
It has a
That's what
very
she said.
artificial car wax.
there is a nice pastry note in there, like a fried pastry.
There's some
But
sweetness.
that Texas pot still must is, and it's covering that up, but it's making its way through a little bit.
and it's almost like car wax. It's like
God, you're right. That's weird. There is almost like I don't want to say chemical, but
it's artificial, and like I realize this is really off-putting, but sometimes certain flavor notes and smell notes don't blend, and so I expect this to actually taste a lot better.
okay. Well, let's find out.
Let's find
Cheers.
out.
Nope.
Oh, it has such good flavors, and they're just killed by
That stuff will
something.
melt the shell of a garden snail.
Nope.
That's a
I
poor
don't like
thing.
that.
It has a really nice kind of like something, and then it's got this other something that totally wins out, and it now tastes like coffee grounds. You're eating coffee grounds.
Troy
with
had
a
said that
spoon.
there's a strong coffee note on the backside, and I'm getting that. It has that
coffee grounds, yeah.
the Tootsie Roll kind of artificial chocolate as well. I'm getting that we got on that
Yes,
Corbin
I was
Cash
thinking.
ride.
Yes, I was thinking Canuba. By the way,
like a turtle wax type note. Yeah, I think that would
yeah,
be.
totally, yeah, Canuba type wax. But boy, this is like chewing on coffee grounds, and you're also chewing the filter. By the way, it's wet. But then there's a couple of interesting rye notes with the kind of the vanilla and so on. But then a lot of bitterness, just like this channel.
There is something. I actually don't mind the finish, the coffee finish. There's something up front that's like
Aggressively.
and there's Tootsie Roll on the finish, and I think that's nice. But
honestly, I've never had the cosmic brownies.
oh, they're good. They get the little
The dots or
Yeah, the
the
little,
sprinkles or whatever.
yeah. I think they're like colorful mini like chocolate chip shaped things or something, or little
They're-
circles or something.
Well, yeah, probably. Yeah, I never had those. There was a brand of brownie 20 years ago that sold in grocery stores. But it's I don't think it's Little Debbie. All right.
No.
We've reached the point in the show that is by far my absolute favorite part. It's the junk food note.
How do we end up on this like every time?
Well, it's
It's my ploy for the Pringles. You know, I tend to
Yeah.
bring that up in
Yeah.
live streams, which, by the way, I tagged Pringles and Wendy's in an Instagram post, and neither one of them got back to me. So I'm
Jerks.
making this ploy again. I'm clipping this. I'm putting it on Instagram, so hold on. Good people of Pringles, please, for the love of God, bring back the Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich Pringles.
What he said.
The world is waiting. That'll make a good clip.
Okay, so I went to my local Target, and I bought a brand of a flavor of Pringles recently.
Yeah.
Buffalo spicy or something like that.
Okay.
I've had 3 chips on 3 different occasions.
So 3 different times you ate one chip?
Yes.
Okay. So for a total of 3.
For a total of 3, you're
Okay.
correct. I've never eaten a single chip in my life of anything. Yes, I know there was a commercial about bet you can only eat just one or whatever, but oh my God.
What, it's super hot?
I'm not a big fan of spicy foods, but most chips are not that spicy that I can only eat just one.
Hey, Bro Die. It's a new name in the chat that I don't recognize. Throwing some emojis there.
He's a parachuting star key.
What is that one over there? It's kind of hard to see because the monitor is a few feet away. But
it's long
welcome to
ago.
the chat. Thank you for joining us. Yes, okay. So getting back to this, I enjoy the finish on this, but up front there's something like
There's a flavor. Okay, so all right, let's get some new flavor notes. Let's work hard here for just a second.
bug spray.
Oh, it's got a dry, astringent note that builds. It really is like licking a coffee filter that's used, but then it gets just a touch of sweetness and kind of tries to redeem itself with a little bit of like kind of nice rye, kind of the vanilla and the toffee.
Yeah.
But then it brings back a nice coffee at the finish. The finish on this is a nice coffee note.
Yeah.
But in the middle, there's this dry coffee note. It's like sucking on like coffee beans.
Just sure where that was going to go.
Coffee beans.
I had the soundboard ready.
I saw you.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I just got back. What are we talking? Why are we talking about Pringles again?
Chips.
Well, kind of. But so Steven, by the way, Steven, I do have.
Yeah.
Hold on.
One of these is designated for you. If you want to see your
To
exact
be
bottle.
hand delivered
Yeah.
this week. Hey, Ron's in the house. Bourbon
Ron.
Rendezvous. You're trying too hard to like this. There are too many bourbons out there to have to struggle. You're probably right about that, Ron. But we're trying to find Texas whiskey we like. So, Steven, we're drinking Balcones Texas Rye Cask Strength. We liked it on the nose. Don't like the flavor up front, but the finish is good. There's like a bug spray note here.
I don't know if I get bug spray, but I get a flavor in the middle that is 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. Do not collect $200. Do not pass go. Kind of bad.
Do you know? I don't know if Troy is still in the chat.
Troy,
How much does a bottle of this cost?
Yeah.
I like the Texas single malt from Balcones.
I agree, which is a shock, but this one is aggressively weird. It's not bad because it has some really redeeming notes.
Dave is in the house, late to the party. Cheers, Dave. Good to have you.
How's the mountain biking?
That's the non-mountain biking Dave,
which is an unfortunate nickname,
right? Yeah, I remember when I had this, when I did this in my, I was on a cruise and they had the 100 proof. And so I had the drink package. So I grabbed a couple of things to try them. And I did a review for Patreon, which again is now the Ben spoils his granddaughter fund. I figure if I throw that out there, maybe people will sympathetically go subscribe to the Patreon.
Yeah.
You know? But I remember it had like whatever this note is. Glyphosate. No, it always puts me up. I don't even know what that is.
Huh.
Aggressively weird. What? No, that's what she said for that. You know what? We'll throw one in there. I'm still here. I can't remember what I paid. Like 60 too much. I appreciate you trying to like that, but it's not good in my opinion.
Troy, totally love the fact that we had the opportunity to try this.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely love it.
That's our favorite kind of samples to get is if we comment that we don't like Texas whiskey. I'm looking forward to the Texas whiskey samples because...
Would it be inappropriate for you to, like, grab that box?
That's what she said.
Leave it alone. Just grab the box. the box of samples.
Oh.
And just show our...
Well, there's a couple... So a lot of these have already been drank from.
Yeah. So,
and a lot of these are ones we're trying to get through. And so we're thankful to have this box is full.
A legitimate, like if it's a pair of clown shoes, it would fit in there, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, we've still got some great stuff that just showed up here. But there are a lot of empty bottles in here too. Like I said, I had to take, and there's a lot of half-drink ones that we've already done on the channel. But the point is that we've gotten this many samples.
This is amazing.
And that's what's amazing about doing this and having the community out there. So we still got a bunch more to get to. A bunch of them we already drank. And then, of course, I am reusing the bottles when I'm done with them for when we send samples out to people.
That's a secret.
So you may end up with a Bad Axe bourbon, you know, because you don't want to peel the sticker off of that. But we might just put a bourbon note sticker on the other side, you know, and then that'll make that a collector's item.
That's right.
Whoever gets
Bad Axe bourbon and the bourbon note.
Yes.
That's the sample bottle to get.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so.
You know what I think we need to try?
Something different.
Something bourbon-y. Because
I was literally just going to say that.
This logo says bourbon.
And we haven't drank a damn bit of bourbon yet tonight.
And we're not going to do this
I was just
one
going to say,
now.
don't you dare.
Because it's not time for the William LaRue Weller, 124.7 proof. But we're also not going to do the Ancient Age 10 year because it's garbage.
No, it's 10 star.
No. Oh, 10. They're one of those people who put a 10 on their logo and it doesn't mean age. I hate that.
Looks like an infinity cask in the making. Hey, that's a great idea, Stephen.
All right, what are we drinking?
Well,
this is the point in the show where we turn our back on our audience.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we need to have a nice bourbon to, you know, truth be told, I've been, I killed that liter of JW Dant that we bought like a week and a half ago.
Okay.
Because that's the only bourbon I've touched because all of these have been in boxes down here.
Okay.
And we had the 4-day weekend. That's just been my go-to, you know, a 3-ounce pour on a weeknight or something. Bathtub bourbon, you know.
So. Now that's a callback to a much previous episode. You talked about the decanter.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Decanter bourbon.
So I'm going to add these back to the samples here, because we will be finishing them off. Another fun thing that I like to do is when we get some good samples, we do have a friend in the neighborhood who is also a big bourbon enthusiast. And so it's always nice because we usually have a little bit left to, share with him as well. So that's fun to do because
That's a good idea.
it's kind of a general theme, especially when you're getting samples. It's like whiskey's meant to be shared and
Shared.
So, all right, what do you want to get into?
I think we need to keep the proof up. Tell you what, why don't you close your eyes?
I'm not falling for that shit
That's
again.
what she said.
I was actually thinking about this Heaven's Door because I'm excited to try. Where's my new Heaven's Door?
It's got to
What
be
the hell
upstairs.
did I do with that?
What'd you do with it?
Oh, I bet it still is upstairs. Is it? I don't know.
Mm.
I just put all these on the shelf and I try to put them in some sort of order. Where the hell is that
I
bottle?
was going to pour the OGD, but I don't see it.
Oh, it's right here. Bam. Do it.
Well, do you
I'm
want
gonna,
that, or
I'm
do you
gonna
want
go with this one.
Oh, let's do that one. That'll work.
Just because ever since having that sample up at Spirits,
This
I'm
is
excited
riveting
to crack that
TV, by the
open.
way.
Yeah, of course it is.
Rhode
They're
Island.
talking amongst themselves.
They're making fun of themselves. Ancient Age 10-star used to be 10-year, and then they had to drop the age.
I believe that's true. That's definitely because I got that plastic home wrecker for like $15.
Well, yeah, it's a cheapie for sure. We love to hear from our customers. 1-866-729 yada yada yada.
Is that really a thing?
It is.
Hold on. That's weird. I just got a message as I was.
We're gonna call Ancient Age and ask them what makes their 10-star bourbon a 10-star bourbon.
Okay.
This could actually be an episode. We should.
What's the number?
Are you seriously?
Yeah. What's yeah?
1-866.
Okay.
729-3722. Bourbonwhiskey.com. Oh my God, do they actually have that? Whoever answers is going to hang up on you. You're like crazy doing this.
I just wonder if this is still a thing.
Now I have to feel like I have to pour a sample. Just can't complain if I haven't had it recently. It's been a
It's
while.
not garbage.
It's not garbage.
It's a decent like
You know
starter
what?
bourbon, like a control bourbon.
It's no 11-star, but it's 10-star.
Hello. Thanks for calling our customer service number. We're sorry no one is available to take your call at the
I
moment.
too am
but it is
sorry.
very important to us. Please leave us your name, phone number, and the name of the product about which
What's
you're calling.
Bobby's phone number?
Pop any message you
Yeah.
care to. If you'd prefer to email us,
Nah,
the
dang.
address
Okay, well they didn't answer. That would have been riveting.
Oh my God! If we
So I really was tempted to just look at my phone, get Bobby's number real quick, and have him call Bobby up.
that would have been absolutely great to say, Bobby. I don't want to throw his last name out here, but yeah, Bad Axe Bobby. Phone number is
No, that's right. We would have had to say it on the channel.
yeah,
too.
yeah. And so
John J. Bowman's single barrel is $49.99, and the best bourbon to me, hands down. OG Brick agrees.
Time out.
101 all the way. Yeah, absolutely.
Why do people keep talking about J.J. Bowman and Isaac Bowman? Like, so there's someone
we
else,
get Isaac Bowman and Bowman Brothers here?
right? But I've never had any of them. And OG Brick 420 keeps talking about how great they are.
Mhm.
And then this maniac destroyer of Israel, John J. Bowman.
That's so different. Now, in comparison, sorry. Keep
What
going.
did you pour?
The Heaven's Door.
Oh, I poured Ancient Age, 10-star.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
those are two very different whiskeys.
All right, show of hands. Who here likes brown sugar cinnamon oatmeal? Instant oatmeal from
That actually, I had a pour of that as a control bourbon the other day, and it's growing on me as like a decent.
weed
I mean, like a yeah. It's, never mind.
fungus.
I wanted to like the Isaac, but it's bland, has a quick finish.
That's what she said.
How did I miss that? Yeah, this Heaven's Door is good. I hope I can locate the other bottle I just bought.
I think we should call the customer service line back and complain about the finish. This is
Interesting.
fine. It tastes like what the heck's the name of that oatmeal? The super popular instant oatmeal that everybody Quaker
Okay.
instant oatmeal.
Okay.
Brown sugar,
interesting.
cinnamon. That's what this smells like, and it kind of tastes like. It's pretty good. It's definitely a breakfast whiskey, which I didn't know was the thing, but it's the thing.
Well, I did say in that spirits video, because I did a couple of samples, that bourbon tastes great at 9:30 in the morning.
You did say that. And
Yeah.
I drove. He was perfectly safe in the passenger seat.
And I did only have 2 very small pours.
Yeah.
Maybe a half ounce of whiskey. It's the $50 E.H. Taylor Killer. Okay, now, so OG Brick was going to send us one of those, and it's like, I think we're good now because we were going to do the spirits thing, and we're going to spend a decent amount of money because we're going to trade for the Maker's Mark. So maybe at some point we'll have to shoot you a Venmo, OG, and get a hand delivered.
Huh. Isaac Bowman.
John J. Bowman. Isaac Bowman.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced about Bowman. Like, who makes it and what's so special about it?
Somebody just said, so it's
100 proof and age 9 to 10 year.
Let's see where. Okay, the OG Brick says they are twice distilled Buffalo Trace, and they're sent to Virginia for a 3rd distillation in copper pots.
No. OG Brick, you're just all wrong in the head.
Why does that?
Well, maybe he's 100% right, but that doesn't sound good.
Why not? Oh, Bobby, I was actually going to bring this up. Bobby's got his 2,000 subscribers, some bottle giveaways, and some
That was
drawings and stuff.
like 3 weeks ago.
So here's my shameless plug for my live stream tomorrow at 5:35 p.m. Pacific time, raffling off 6 bottles. I would have answered the phone. So if we gave your number to the people at Ancient Age,
yeah, but we don't want to like share it over the internet let everybody call you because Wolfie would like call you nonstop. I mean, just be annoying.
JJ Bowman is basically Blanton's done the way you wanted it to have been done. Okay,
Wow,
that's what I keep hearing. Like it's just a Buffalo Trace killer. Like everybody raves about John J. Bowman.
Huh? Yeah, but everybody's weird.
I've got a couple of.
I totally agree. It's fake, but I still like it. The Quaker Oats. I legitimately am getting Quaker Oats off of this Ancient Age, which is not a complaint.
There's just nothing bad that I hear about the John J. Bowman. So I've got a couple of bottles coming up that I know I want to purchase. So then after that, within the bourbon budget, OG, I'll get a hold of you since we have each other's info now, and you can I'll shoot you a Venmo, and then you can hand deliver the JJ Bowman. Oh, I switched it up. I went to a thing because I thought you were going to say something negative. I was trying
to be polite.
I was going to drop this on you.
Funny at the same time.
He's an asshole too, sir. I'm surrounded by assholes.
I know the feeling.
All right, Todd Bellinger, you guys are awesome. Been watching from almost the beginning. Wow. Great team, good friends, enjoying bourbon. Perfect.
Even I don't watch from the beginning.
Greg's never seen any of our videos.
That's not totally true.
It's kind of like people that don't like movie stars that don't watch their own movies.
That's crazy.
Greg, I'm unfortunately forced to watch them in the editing process.
Yeah, we actually tape his eyeballs open.
Thank you very much. That's a very nice compliment. And to have had you here since almost the beginning.
So, Todd, we do need to know, are you from Sacramento?
You see, I lip synced that perfectly because I knew exactly where you were going with that.
And if he really has been watching for, the most recent couple of live streams, he knows where that joke came from. You know what? When first comparing this to the other stuff we had drank, it was really, really kind of off the rails different. This is really good.
If
anybody
and it's Tennessee.
If anybody wants to compare Heaven's Door, which I admittedly don't love, versus Ancient Age.
But we like this in
it's better
in our review. We really like this.
Yeah, I like it just fine.
And I scored this for like $40, which you normally don't get the cast strength single barrels for that.
Which one is that? Oh, but that's not the one you just got.
That's not the one I just got, no. I do get some Dickel vibes off this, but I find older age Dickel tastes
That's
good.
What she said.
Is that like a conjunction of two words that you're trying to put together?
Yeah,
as
exactly.
A new thing?
Sometimes I just don't even know what to do here.
George Dickel is actually a distillery in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
They make whiskey. That's what you meant.
I think we've talked about this before because I have a suspicion that this might be a Dickel product. or at least a blend of it. The thing about Heaven's Door, though,
Do you think it's from Jack Daniels?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No, but the thing about Heaven's Door is they get their single
it's-
barrels and their different stuff from multiple different distilleries. So if one of them's Dickel juice, that doesn't mean the other one is. So you kind of have to pay attention maybe to that.
That's
And look at the mash bill. This is 80, 10, 10. So
All right, Sugar Kitty, who does 80, 10,
Who doesn't-
10 mash bills? I actually don't know the answer to that. I don't remember that mash bill.
yeah, I don't know either, but I think that might be. But here's the thing: we've had like the 11-year George Dickel bottled and bond. We really like that.
Which we really liked.
We suspected that Guero was Dickel, but I don't think it ended up being. I think somebody had commented that it wasn't, but I don't know. It seemed
It
like
was
it.
from Tennessee.
But older age and a little bit higher proof, I think I don't mind George Dickel.
We did a flight of George Dickel stuff, and there was one mash bill that we really disliked. The other 4 or 5 were very good.
A couple of them were kind of indifferent to.
Sure, yeah, somewhere
But when
okay.
it's done right, I think
Yep.
it has
Higher
something
age
off.
and higher proof
Yeah,
seems to be
but I know
just fine.
we're probably going to get trashed in them.
Ah,
99 Perspectives is in the house.
they're laughing at some of your
Boston area. What did I
Boston.
just do? Todd's from the Boston. I had Blanton's at 106 a few days ago. Big difference, way better. Yeah, I got to imagine.
Seriously? They make
Ron
it?
says, "Get your Dickel out of here."
That's what she said.
So I'm curious. I have no idea what Bobby is referring to,
It's probably the either the Blanton's Gold.
or the International or something.
Yeah,
Or
I
the
would
Black
imagine it's
Label?
gold because I think straight from the barrel is like cask strength, so it'd be higher than 106.
Huh.
I would imagine it's probably Dickel does that. And look, Sugar Kitty for the win on that.
80, 10, 10. All right,
Yep.
Sugar Kitty is the absolute arbiter of truth.
Let's see. Heaven's Door sources from Tennessee Distilling Company. They make their own as well as getting other distilleries' barrels for customers.
Totally agree with the Heaven's Door.
Does anyone actually like to see? I do in certain expressions.
So honestly, we did like a flight of 5, and it's a previous video where we thought we would hate them, and 4 of the 5 were really good. 1 was very weird.
Really good as maybe like a couple of those bottom shelfer ones were like,
Yeah.
okay, this is fine for an entry level. But one of them was it was the Dickel 12 or whatever. That was
8 or
just
12
garbage.
or whatever. They are definitely guilty of putting a number on there that is their blend number or mash bill number,
Yeah.
12 or whatever.
They're a
and
little
it's not
sneaky.
12 year.
Well, kind of like the 10-star or benchmark 8.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sticking numbers on there that's not their age statement is kind of dishonest.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Ford Fuel. That's possibly new in the chat. I don't remember seeing Ford Fuel, but welcome to the chat. But I love the fact that we have not seen Ford Fuel before. But then
no. So I'm
I am a
curious-
Dickel fan. He was like watching the stream just quietly in the background, then heard people trashing on his bourbon.
So you've
or his
been perfectly
whiskey.
okay
And he's
with
like,
our-
you know what? I'm coming in with this.
He's okay with our entire conversation about Little Debbie and the amazing, what was it, cosmic cakes or cosmic brownies?
Cosmic brownies.
There's honestly a brownie from like 20 years ago that I used to buy, and it's honestly been that long. From the grocery store, it's a kind of a pre-wrapped brownie.
Right.
Um,
I don't know what
I
this would
don't-
be.
I don't know. I don't think it's Little Debbie though. Oh, they were so good.
Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah, I definitely like the Nutter Buddies,
Nutty Buddy.
Nutty Buddy,
Is that what it is?
peanut
Nutty
butter
Buddy?
and chocolate.
Yeah.
Which nobody can mess that
With the
up. ever.
wafers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously the zebra cakes and a few others like that are similar. They're
Yep.
really good.
All right. Well, you think we wrap this up?
No, I think we go another 20 minutes and we talk about how great Sparky likes.
Okay. Ryan Frank is throwing out a topic. Okay. Top 3 musical artist bands. This will help new viewers and subs get to know you a little bit
there
more.
we go. That's a good
Okay.
conversation.
So here's 3 bands
Wait, musical artists / bands. Okay.
that I have been at. So I have a lot of bands that I just absolutely, I love a wide variety of music. This is going to cause a lot of hatred in the comments. I guarantee it.
It's okay. It's okay.
But
Nutty Buddy, you're in
3 bands that I have been like,
Aiden.
where I would say my fandom of them has gone to like a rabid level.
Rabid.
Yeah.
You
Like
know that's
where
a
you're
type
just
of
like,
disease, right?
yes, exactly.
Okay.
So where you're just like, you're into them for a period of time, and it's like you're just.
But there's a vaccine.
Well, no, yeah, there is. You know, I actually had rabies shots. Yeah, okay, after I tell you these bands, I'll tell you this story. Because have you ever told you this before?
I don't know about the rabies shot.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll tell
I
you my
remember
my
being
rabies.
a kid, like one of the first books, like when you learn to read, like we had this whole set. All the books were white, and one of them was about rabies.
Okay, interesting. Anyway, so three bands, Ryan Frank: Pink Floyd, Metallica, Insane Clown Posse.
You're wrong.
And I'm gonna get shredded for the Insane
You're
Clown
wrong.
Posse. LOL, Ryan Frank is a serial killer.
Yes.
I know him personally, so I promise he's not. But you know,
Do you have any bourbon around here?
yeah, there's some back there. So yeah, I got rabies shots one time.
Wait a minute. You just mentioned Metallica
Yeah.
and Pink Floyd
Yep.
and ICP.
Yep.
I don't know if I could name a single ICP song. I don't know if I've heard an entire ICP song.
Oh well, we can. The third one is pretty suspect. Yeah, it's just one of those things. If you're into it, you're into it. If you're not, you're not.
I am definitely a huge fan of Metallica. Pink Floyd is, I know this sounds a little bit like an insult.
Mm-hmm.
I like to listen to Pink Floyd as background music.
Oh, sure, there's nothing wrong with that. I can also sit and listen to a Pink Floyd album like I'm watching a movie. I can
Me too.
just sit and listen to an album.
Sometimes I do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's background music. But I would definitely put a lot of other bands. Well, since I don't actually know a single song from ICP,
Right.
I mean, I would.
I don't see them being your cup of tea.
I would definitely put early Guns N' Roses.
Sure. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
And definitely a lot of other.
Never would have guessed you're a juggler. Well, you know now. The secret's out.
Yeah, that's right. He is definitely. He rides a unicycle to work,
Yeah.
boys and girls.
Okay, so the rabies story.
Oh,
This is actually kind of funny. So
we'll be the judge of that. You just tell the story.
So let's see.
Sean, you and I are finally on the same page.
So one night, and alcohol may have played a role in this. I know I had to get rabies shots at the emergency room in the middle of the night because I got attacked by an animal and bit. So this wasn't like a rabies vaccine. This was like, you have to come in and get, like, you know how they give you like 20, 30 shots or whatever?
I thought this was gone.
No, go ahead. Have some.
McFarland Reserve 13 year.
Yeah. Port cask finish or Cabernet cask finish.
Cabernet
That's
cask.
a good one.
McFarland Reserve, which I thought was just some MGP blend. It turns out it is just an MGP blend, and it's great.
Yeah. So anyway, I came home from a party one night and we were sitting
Was it a bat? I hope it's a bat.
No, but here's the funny part. We were trying to catch bats at the party. If
You're
you
right.
take
That
a
is funny.
sock and you fill it up with gravel and you throw it in the air, the bats will swing down, try to grab it, and then their claws will get stuck on the sock. And then we didn't have a plan for if we caught one. Anyway, they were swooping down all night, but we didn't actually catch one. Then we get back to my house, and there's a bunch of us drinking in the garage, and I notice my dog is at the end of the driveway, and then I see like something scurrying around, and I see my dog getting all whipped up. So I was like, okay, I think that was a muskrat, right? So I go down to the end of the driveway to get my dog. No, it was a muskrat.
It was a muskrat.
I went down to go get my dog from the end of the driveway because I didn't want her getting bit.
What?
By a
I don't even
muskrat.
know what that means, and I'm offended, and I don't like it at all.
Vicious bastards!
So I go to get my dog, right? And she was like right next to this minivan.
The dog that I know?
Well, that you knew. She died a couple years ago.
Okay.
Jilly. And then so I went
Is
to
it
go
at
get
this
her.
house?
No, this is at my old house.
Okay.
And it turns out is the goddamn muskrat was behind the tire of the van. And right when I went step down there to go get my dog, it jumped out and latched onto my foot.
The muskrat.
Yeah. And I had sandals on, like flip-flops, and it just barely missed. Like if it 1 inch over, it would have just gotten the sandal.
I hate it when that happens.
But it got at the top of my foot. So I had 2 tooth wounds, right? and it's bleeding like crazy. Do I mix bourbon with Faygo? I don't, but I mean, I could for sure.
I don't even know what that means.
So anyway, get this though. Here's the funny
Wait a
part of
minute.
the story. You have to hear this.
In case anybody missed it, and I don't think anybody did, he has 2 tooth wounds in the top of his foot.
From a muskrat at this point. It's the middle of the night at this point, right?
Next to a van.
Right. So now, but you have to hear this part to appreciate the situation I'm in
Okay.
the moment with the fresh muskrat bite, right?
Fresh muskrat bite.
Okay.
Why did we name the
This was
channel
on a
that?
Saturday
Is
night.
what I want to know.
He's not going to let me get through this. This was on a Saturday night.
Saturday's all right for fighting.
The
You just
previous
fought
Wednesday.
muskrat.
Yeah.
Elton John said that, by the way.
I'm just going to tell this story on a different live stream. You're missing the best part of the story.
We're waiting.
Yeah, the internet's waiting. Saturday night, I've got 2 muskrat tooth holes in my foot, and I'm bleeding a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
Next to a van.
So now in my mind, rewind to the Wednesday before, like 4 days beforehand, I got attacked by a dog and bit and had to go to the emergency room. So 2 animal attacks in 1 week.
What are the odds?
So I had to go sit in the emergency room.
By
for
the way,
dog
Ben
bite.
is living in the Serengeti at this point in
Yeah.
his life.
And so I had to go to the emergency room to get because it happened when I was at work. And so there's a whole protocol.
Sure.
And so I had to go get the wound cleaned out. And then I had to sit there and wait because the doctor said we have to make sure that the dog has all of its vaccinations. And
Fair
he
enough.
said to me, the reason for that is if you
go crazy,
if you get rabies, he said,
we're going to shoot you in the noggin.
well, but he said rabies is like 98% fatal and there's no cure for it.
There's not.
So 4 days later, I get bit by a goddamn muskrat and I'm bleeding. And all I can think of in my head is 98% fatal, no cure for it. So I had to go to the hospital and get rabies shots. And so I had to get like 3 shots in one arm, 4 shots in the other arm, and then 4 shots directly into each puncture wound. And then I had to go back for the next 3 weeks in a row and get like 4 or 5 more shots.
What did you
each
get
time.
after the dog?
Nothing, because they found out the dog had all of its vaccines
Oh.
and was fine.
Oh, false
Yeah.
alarm.
So anyway, there's
Okay.
my long story
For
about
anybody still in the chat, when you grew up, I said 49 and a half years old. When I was pretty young, we had a collection of books, and I think they were white, but one of them was about rabies. And it was kind of like teaching you how to read and that kind of stuff. And it was a whole series about different things. One of them was literally about rabies.
yeah.
I totally remember that.
Yeah, I was legitimately scared because I just had this conversation with my doctor. Interesting fact, also my brother had to get rabies shots from getting bit by a muskrat. Yeah, it's kind of weird. We don't have good luck with getting attacked by animals.
Yeah, exactly.
Story time. What's
Story time.
going on here? Yeah, we've
So here's the deal, story time. We've talked about you enough.
yeah, we were talking about you earlier in
Yeah.
promoting the story time. So
Yeah,
okay.
some people think that rabies is fatal. That's obviously you're still here. Did you get rabies? Did you die?
No, I
That's
didn't,
what
but I got all the rabies shots,
Oh, that's
which
exciting.
were unpleasant.
Wait a
And then
minute.
at the end of the day, I was thinking about it. It's like, well, my dog's got all the rabies vaccines, so if she would have gotten bit, it wouldn't have been a big deal. So all for nothing, but whatever happens. Bob
So
Glass,
you-
Pink Floyd is to be played loud and proud, for sure.
You know, I used to know a guy named Bob Glass, and when I say this, you're gonna laugh, but it's
Yeah.
actually true. He lived in Sacramento
Oh, interesting.
because I actually lived. in
Storytime says it's a secret. Bourbon Rendezvous. So if we ever need muskrat bait, yeah, because now I'm vaxxed up to the gills with rabies. Like,
And he's got like an in with muskrats. Like he's like the muskrat whisperer.
see, OG had that same conversation with an ER doctor. Yeah. So imagine having that conversation and then getting bit by a wild animal 4 days later. Yeah, it was interesting. So on the next live stream, I'll share pictures.
You have pictures?
I've got pictures of the foot when it was all bloody with
Oh, I don't want to see
the
your
tooth
foot.
holes. And
I
then
want to see the muskrat.
after they,
And then later, you and the muskrat are smoking a cigar. And
no,
like
we went and
chatting
tried to
about how
catch
things
it, but we realized we started walking out into the swamp. We're like, we don't have any weapons or anything. What are we going to do? Pick it up? Then you're just going to get bit. And it was me and a friend of mine. Again, alcohol may have played a role in this whole situation. So, yeah, so I had to go to the emergency room. Luckily, we had somebody who wasn't drinking that drove me to the emergency room at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah. Storytime says got a lot of exciting things coming, but pretty quiet lately.
So
But
story
things are
time.
moving. Okay.
We were actually talking about you and how we know that some of your bottles are like either out of stock or like really low. And we're curious what the new thing happening in the Storytime world is. And I was going to check out your website. So that's what we were talking about.
Yeah. Muskrat Susie or Muskrat Sally?
Muskrat Sally.
Does that mean new bottles? I'm assuming he's asking
Yeah,
Shane.
Shane.
So Shane, let us know, and then we're going to wrap this
Yeah,
up.
so totally. Like, if you don't use the word muskrat in your next release, then you've totally missed out on a
Yes,
totally
try to
huge
get
opportunity.
work the word muskrat in there.
Ben's foot was attacked by a muskrat bourbon.
It was. And I bet you that son of a bitch is still out there. What's the lifespan of a muskrat? This is probably
38 years.
This is probably 8 or 9 years ago.
He was a teenager.
9 or 10 years
Whoa.
ago. I have 4 more cases of Friday at Fred's and 5 Port Night Rises cases, 12 bottles. Oh, damn. Okay, so get over to storytimedistillery.com. Sign up for it. It's $10 a month or $100 for the year, and you can buy awesome bottles like this that you can't
Legitimately,
get anywhere else.
these are, I was going to throw some other distillers under the bus, but these are legitimately some of the best bourbons you can find on the planet.
Yeah,
We
they're really
absolutely
good.
love them.
Yeah, really, really good for
And
sure.
Shane needs to totally start supporting the channel if we're going to keep saying that.
He is. He's in this channel all the time.
Yeah, we absolutely love him.
So yeah, we love what Shane's doing over there. So yeah, go check that out and get yourself some of this Friday at Fred's because it's
The Port Night
outstanding.
Rises is amazing.
Yep, really good.
It's finished,
Port finished bourbon
totally finished, but
from Starlight, and this one's from Jepson's. This one actually makes me want to. Total Wine has a Jepson's pick, and that's the reason I want to try it is because I think this one is so good.
and look for a very soon review of this versus the Joseph Magnuson
Yep,
cigar blend.
Joseph Magnus cigar blend, or maybe Muskrat Repellent. I like that. That's a great name for a single barrel.
Wasn't that the name of your band for a while?
No, but I mean, if I start a band, that's certainly going to be a front runner. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Everybody, buy the Jepson's pick. It's so good. Everybody have a great night. Thank you very, very much for joining in the chat.
So, Aiden, I think you're right. I'm totally looking forward to that pick, by the way.
What pick?
The Total Wine.
Oh, yeah. I want to try that at some point. I mean, that's on the list of the
Mhm.
to-do list. So as soon as the bourbon budget allows me to get all these bottles
And
that
the
are waiting in
Muskrat
the
says
wings.
it's okay.
Yeah. OG Brick says, thanks for hosting. Anytime. Thank you guys very much for joining.
Who
So
said that?
cheers, Ron.
Female repellent. Oh, you have no idea.
Female repellent.
That's hilarious.
I like it. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Cheers. We'll see you next Wednesday. Maybe we'll do a proof points. Maybe we'll do a 2K celebration. Maybe we'll do a whiskey trivia night in
We need
America.
to do a whiskey trivia night in America.
Since it's
Or hang out with bourbon channels now that we're back in the bar.
Yep. So
So until next time.